Welcome to Top Table Gaming. This is a top 5 video, and in this video I'm going to be discussing my top 5 Isengard Heroes. Roll that intro! Welcome to Top Table Gaming. You're here with your host Top Table Ben, and as I said in the intro, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 fearsome Isengard Heroes. As always with these top 5 videos, I'm going to start with a caveat that these are my own personal thoughts and feelings around these heroes, and everyone's experience and playstyle may differ, so if you disagree with me for any reason, then make sure you pop it down in the comments below. Isengard is a super tough and hard-hitting army, and has some similar heroes to boot, and that's one of the reasons that they made it into my top 5 beginners armies video. They have a super strong spellcaster and several solid captain choices which makes it difficult to choose between them. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the top 5. At number 5 is the White Wizard himself, Saruman. Saruman is a solid choice for the leader of your Isengard army. Whilst he's not the best fighter in game, his strengths lie in the casting ability and range of special rules which can really help turn the tide of battle. He also has 3 might, 6 will and 3 fate, which should keep him on the table for a while. Much like the other Wizards of Middle-earth, he carries a Staff of Power, which allows him to use a free point per turn without depleting his store. This is super valuable for making the most of his magical powers, such as Immobilize, Terrifying Aura, Command, Sorcerous Blast and Flame Burst, many of which can cast on a 2 or 3+. He can also choose to reroll 1 dice when casting or resisting as per his Lord of the Astari special rule. This does mean that you are far more likely to get those spells off as and when you need them. These magical powers are awesome at helping keep enemy heroes tied up, keeping Saruman safe, or for just causing carnage with a well-timed Sorcerous Blast. Personally, I'd avoid using Flame Burst, as although it's cool when it goes off, reliably rolling a 5+ to make it work isn't going to be easy, and might mean you miss out on a turn of spellcasting, or waste your valuable will. Saruman's other special rules include the Palantir, which allows the controlling player to automatically win priority for a turn, which can be very useful when you really need priority and can force your opponent to use up their valuable might points to counter. Saruman also has a 12-inch standfast range compared to 6 with most other heroes. Isengard's special rule does mean that they don't start taking courage tests until 66% have been taken off as casualties. So this special rule means that even after 66% are dead, the remaining fighters are unlikely to flee if Saruman is still in the game. Although Saruman is a worthy addition to your armies, he is a hefty chunk of points at 180, so will definitely struggle at lower points values games to make himself valuable. He does, however, come with significantly better value at higher point value games, so should definitely earn himself a place in any game 800 points or above. In at number 4 is the mighty Uglúk. Uglúk is a pretty standard Uruk-hai captain profile, boasting an impressive Fight 5, Strength 5, 2 wounds and 2 attacks, and 3 points of might. His special rule, Head Taker, is nothing to write home about and is very situational. However, where Uglúk really differentiates himself from the other Uruk heroes is his access to Heroic Strike, which is only available to one other Uruk-hai captain. With the prevalence of bigger heroes with higher fight values in the game these days, Heroic Strike means that you do have the opportunity to go toe-to-toe with these guys, so Uglúk is your man or Uruk for the job. In at number 3 is the fearsome Vrasku. Much like Uglúk, Vrasku has a pretty standard Uruk-hai captain profile with Fight 5, Strength 5 and 3 points of might. However, Vrasku's real point of difference is his war gear and special rule, a crossbow that can be fired twice per turn, hitting on 3+. With might to help bump up those wounding rolls, Vrasku can be used to devastating effect from halfway across the board. Combining him with a warband of Uruks armed with crossbows and his access to heroic accuracy, your enemy's force can be really worn down by the time they reach you, which can make a big difference when the lines meet. In at number 2, it's Mauhúr. Mauhúr is a pretty unique amongst the Uruk heroes. Where he shares many of his stats with his Uruk-hai brothers, such as Fight 5 and Strength 5, he does get 3 attacks and a whopping 8-inch movement value, which makes him amazing for getting across the board quickly or for grabbing objectives. He also has the ability to upgrade any Uruk-hai scouts in his warband to Marauders, which also have an increased move value. This means that combined with Heroic March, Mauhúr and his Marauders can move an amazing 11 inches whilst on foot. Certainly not something not to be underestimated. It also means that archers can move up to 4 inches, that's the same as a hobbit, and still shoot in the same turn. I'd highly recommend taking a warband of Marauders in any Isengard army, as they really do add some excellent mobility for quickly getting across the board or for grabbing those objectives, which is important in some scenarios. And in at number 1, Boromir's Bane, Lurtz. In the films, Lurtz plays a big part in taking down Boromir, and he also went toe-to-toe with Aragorn, and his profile in the latest edition certainly makes a solid fighter to represent this. Fighting Strength 5 comes as standard with Uruk heroes, however, Lurtz has Defense 6, which makes him slightly more durable than the other Urukai. He also has 3 attacks and 3 wounds, making him a strong combat beast. Armed with an Uruk bow hitting on 3+, he's not too shabby at a distance either. He has 3 points of might and has access to a whole host of heroic actions, most notably Heroic March, Strike and Challenge, which again is very representative of what he does in the films. Where Lurtz becomes super useful and really differentiates himself from the other heroes is with his special rule, Find the Halflings, which allows him to deploy anywhere he likes in Maelstrom deployment. This is so useful for picking off weaker warbands that have deployed badly, or for bolstering one of your warbands that may be surrounded. This special rule is really not to be underestimated, especially in tournament play. A special mention in this top 5 goes to Gríma Wormtongue. If you're already taking Saruman, it's always worth considering taking Gríma for an extra 25 points. His special rule means that any enemy hero within 6 inches has to expend 2 points of might instead of 1, and can also be deployed with an enemy warband should the player wish. These special rules can make him a worthy addition to an army, as he can be a real pain for your enemy. So guys, what do you think of this top 5? Any that you agree or disagree with? Is there anyone that I've missed? And is there anything else that you would see added to the list? Make sure that you're letting me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.